Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to, well, a new campaign. I have done a bit of thinking since the last episode. I've done a bit of modifying since the last episode. So, the first thing I did was I upped the defense rating of the province of Portugal a little bit to make it a little bit harder to take. I also upped its development and its army force, so that, again, it's harder to take. You get a little bit more starting troops, and you get a little bit more money. That will also increase the port sizes, I think, at least in the long run. The other thing I did is I set a new minimum shipyard size for all nations, not just Portugal, of 8,500 tons, so you can actually build an armoured cruiser of a reasonable size off the bat, or a small battleship right off the bat if you need to. Now, if I was just playing this myself, I would start again in 1890. However, you've seen the 1890 start, so we're going to jump 10 years, and we're going to start in 1900 instead. Now, the generation is going to take longer, which is why I don't normally do this. I nearly always start campaigns in 1890. But we're going to jump a little bit, just because you've seen the 1890 start. If I was just playing this by myself, I would go back and start in 1890 again. But the other reason for doing 1900 is we'll have a little bit more range on our ships, so we might actually get some naval battles instead of just losing through army-ness. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to go make several cups of tea, generate the campaign, and I will see you on the map, or the shipyard, probably the map. Okay, welcome to the map. Looking very similar to the 1890 start. I don't think there are too many changes. How do we start off politically? We're still very, very small, but we're closer to Scandinavia. It's not like we are crazy tiny compared to them. And we are less negative with the Spanish. We are slightly positive with the British. Might want to just bump up relations with the British, if that is the case. So Portugal itself is now a pretty spiffy little province. We've got some nice stuff going on there. Right, this needs to go to full. And partly because we are starting in 1900, but also because this got increased at the start of the game, we can build reasonable-sized ships. Right, Spain. What have you got? 6 armoured cruisers, 3 protected cruisers, 10 torpedo boats. You're building a lot of ships, though. Right. Let's have a look at what we have access to. French hulls. French hulls. Ooh. This could be a very spicy campaign. I don't mind. I don't hate a French hull. Now, what was our cap? 17, right? So we do have the battleship 5. But I actually think the battleship 4 is the best bit. Look at that resistance. 83. So it means we can build a full-sized one, if we wished. And using the magic of French engineering, do we want to build one that's that long? I think this size is a bit better. When does it change again? About there. Yeah, let's go for 12,000 tons. It's a bit more modest, but it's not as silly. How fast can these go? 18 knots. That's perfectly acceptable for a pre-dreadnought. Still on coal. I'm going to induce spoilers though, and the triple expansion engine. Meaning we could just do two big funnels, or we could do three little ones. Which is the best one to go for? I think it's probably this one, the short enhanced. And do that. Gives us plenty of engine efficiency without generating too much smoke. Right, guns. What do we got? 12-inch Mark IIs, for sure. That'll do. That'll do nicely. And then we've got these lovely little side mounts. We've got Mark IIs, Mark II 7s. Pretty jazzy. And then casemates and torpedo launchers. And this gives us a battleship, which the Spanish do not have. They don't have a battleship. Sucks to be them. Can we fit 2 inches on? No. Yeah, that seems okay to me. Heavy armor. 3. There we go. We'll go standard. Let's go soft cap. I prefer white powder to ballastite, generally speaking. Then we just need to do armor. And we are at 75%. Okay. Let's have a look at what is our pen like? Yeah, we're definitely going through destroyers with those soft cap shells. Probably on the 7-inch as well. We can fiddle with the length of the 7 inches as well, actually, now that we're here. Let's make them 50s. Yeah, alright. Armour. So we want to be able to take a hit from our own guns, obviously. So that's a minimum of 2-inch extended. I'd prefer 6-inch extended. But I suspect that that is going to be... Yeah, that's going to be too heavy. So we're going to go 2, 2, 2. We can get an 18-inch main belt. Although, I think that's possibly a little too much. Realistically, I think 14 is more reasonable. Deck armor. Let's go 1.5 and 0.5. It's relatively heavy deck armor, actually. Conning tower, yes. Let's go 14. We have a backup 7-inch inner belt. That could potentially be quite useful. And then turrets. And barbettes. I want these to be well armoured. I want these to be well armoured, if I can. 0.2, that's fine. Now 117% of my displacement. Well, we've got a few options. First of all, we can carry less coal. Second, we can just make it bigger. No, that changes the length. I don't want to do that. Get a 13,500. 13,500. I could potentially narrow the beam, although I'm not a huge fan of doing that. Oh, no, it has gotten longer again. Okay, never mind. Let's go back to what I was doing before. 5%. Mid-belt. Bulkheads. First inner belt. Yeah, let's bring this down to 2. Bed armor is the next thing to go. Yes, it's nice to have, but we don't need it that thick. Oh, really? Really? You're going to do me absolutely dirty like that? Oh, I know what we could do. We can bring that down to 0.5. There we go. The Guinea-Bissau, potentially, is a nice flagship for us. Is what I'm thinking. It's also something, yeah, that Spain does not have. They don't have a battleship. They just have armoured cruisers. So that should give us a bit of an advantage. So we'll save that design. How much is it? 92. What's my money? 179. Yeah, so yeah, we're only going to be able to build one of those. Let's build some armoured cruisers. What hulls do we have access to? Oh, the armoured cruiser 2. Yes, I like those. What's the top speed? 19. We don't need to reduce the beam then. But I don't want them to be huge ships. Yeah, 8,000. Well, I'm going to leave it as the Angola. After that was pretty much the last province I had access to at the end of the last campaign, or the last episode even. Yes, a couple of towers. Funnels. Yep, perfect. Although these will prefer having a bit of extra range, so I might do that instead. Still 2 funnels set up, but we get a little bit more out of the engines. Guns. Oh, we can either go 9s or 7s. I think 9s for an armoured cruiser of this era is a very nice calibre. They certainly did very well for us in the last campaign, the 9-inch Mark II. We could amend again. Can't talk today. Make them 50 calibre. So they'll be relatively punchy, I would say. And then what? Oh, yeah. Can double up on the 5-inch guns. I like that. And then what can we put on the top? 3-inch. I am constructing this like an Age of Sail ship, almost, with the heavy cannons at the bottom and then lighter ones on the upper gun deck. I like that, though. It's a nod to the past. We want these as long as we can get them, without the numbers being horrific. Okay, 42, 40. There we go. Oh, the machine is starting. Apologies for that. Probably go soft cap again here. Something along those lines. Right. Oh, we can't really block a 9-inch gun. We're immediately overweight. That's a shame. I want to be able to block a 5-incher. So 3s. 0.5, 0.2. Don't care about. Oops. Don't care about deck armor. Do you care about turret armor though? Something along those lines. 4% overweight. Okay, not as bad as I thought. Fuel is still the number one thing. The mid belt as well is very heavy. I mean, we're not really protecting against our own guns at almost any range. What are we protecting ourselves against? 7-incher? Yes, but more than enough. I think we can bring this down a bit. Let's bring it down to 6. Oh, perfect. There we go. Not as armoured as I would like, but it's not terrible. The Angolas. Oh, torpedoes. That could have been bad. I have to save another 20 tons somewhere. Oh, right there. There we go. They seem decent. They seem decent. Right, yes. Oh, yeah, build one of those. Oh, let's put the flagship in Lisbon. Why not? Now, how much money do I have remaining? 87. Ah. Can't afford very many of these, can I? That's the problem with building a battleship. But I think the battleship will give us an advantage. Let's build one armoured cruiser and put it in Porto. Right, how much money do I have now? 42 million. Now, looking at my light cruisers, we have this one, this one, this one, this one, which is the most interesting, and this one. I think I'm just going to skip a light cruiser for now. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother with a light cruiser at all, because I think we just need destroyers. We're going to go reject this protected cruiser concept, and we're going to go destroyers, which are faster and more effective. Is it 850? Yeah, 850. Okay. Although it's going to be not possible to go 32 knots with these god-awful engines. But I could get to 28 knots if I put nothing else on the ship. Potentially. Well, let's try it. I could go with an advanced tower, actually. Couple of funnels. And a rig tower. Yeah, okay. Main guns. We could go straight for a 5-inch gun. It's maybe a little big on this ship. But potentially incredibly powerful. We have 2 5-inch guns up front. Another one on... Oh, I've gone way away. Might have to go 3-inch guns then. I'll build the ship I want to build, and then make it work. Use those very, very slight barbettes. And a pair of torpedoes. Midships. That is a very solid vessel, if I can get it to work. Which I'm not sure that I can. Yeah, 0.1. You aren't doing anything. Go nose fuse. So those are just for maybe base fuse even. Yeah, base fuse. Just so you've got a very small amount of pen for doing transports and stuff. Carry a little bit of armor. Can I make these big enough that I can put armor on the faces? No. Now I just have to lose nearly 20% of the displacement. Edges and boilers are still number one. I think perhaps slowing down. A couple of knots. Minimum speed. I am trying to build something that is very advanced for 1900. Perhaps if I actually... What happens if I just make the ships... No, that doesn't help. I'm still using absolute dogshit engines. That's the main problem. Cramped. Minimum bulkheads. Oh, now we're getting there. 3 tons. 3 tons. 3 tons of stuff needs to go. Ammunition. Reduced. There you go. Okay. Can I get anything back? Nope, not really. But an order speed? No. Dream on. But I think with a refit, these things will do fine. They're not really the best, but they'll do. And these are going to be the Exploradors. Cool. Okay, I'm going to save that. I'm going to build as many of these that the game will let me. 7. Not great, to be honest. I'll give them some proper names and we'll start the game. Okay, we're on turn 1. Here are the glorious names of our fleet. I am going to leave them on in being for now. Try and train them up. Wow, that's quite a lot of defects. Research. I generally think it's worth putting one on engines. Just to catch up. Because, I mean, the multiple expansion engine... Okay, well, we're actually kind of there. But really, we want to get, at the very least, the good, well, better engines. Because that is our #1 limiting factor. Oil as well. Oil-powered ships. But I don't think we make... Do we make oil currently? No. So that's not as urgent as it could be. But I'm not super sad. Yeah, they've got 9 cruisers. We only have 1, but we have a battleship and they don't. And we have a bunch of destroyers, which should be able to munch through their torpedo boats. At least that's my hope. I would like another armoured cruiser. Can I just order one? How much are they a month? 3.4 million. Yeah, we can do that. Built. This one is going to be in Lisbon. And it is going to be the... Rahl. Get a crew, please. Thank you very much. 13 months to build that. So, not ideal, but as we get more money, I can start producing more torpedo boats. Politics-wise, I think Project Amigos is a go. We want to make sure that we are relatively friendly with everybody if we can manage it. And I'll be back with this an update. Well, we have our first war, and it's not the Russo-Japanese War. It is the Germano-Japanese War. Interesting. I don't know why China's trying to piss me off. Project Amigos is going okay. It's not the normal Project Amigos. I am just rushing an alliance with Britain in the hopes that they protect us. However, Spain, our chief rival, they've been having a little bit of an issue. I think they must have clicked some events that have made them a little bit annoyed. And that's fantastic for us, because that means they're not really going to be able to do much to us. I have been laying down additional destroyers, which is fantastic. Should all be finished in about 5 months. That'll be nice. Then I'll feel like we have a relatively large spread of coverage, and that we have ships in most regions. And then we can focus on building our strength up a little bit. Naval invading Spain itself is not going to be easy. What is their army logistics of interest? 100. Oh, good. Ours is also 100, though, so that's good. Our army force is 100,000. Theirs is 200. Okay, that feels about right. Okay, I didn't overbuff Portugal. It doesn't feel like I made them absolutely bonkers. Economy is growing. How's the research coming? We're getting anything good in the cruiser department. Light cruiser 4 could be okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, things going all right. We'll see if this develops into something. Oh, Russia, are you having unrest problems as well? Yes, you are. I'm happy about that because we have negative relations with them. Yeah, I think we're okay for now. Okay, we are doing the Russo-Japanese war. It's just the Germans are helping, apparently. Yes, go Ecuador. Lovely stuff. That's going to keep them... Look at all this. Oh, beautiful. Go. Go, people, go. Kick them. Kick them in. Rebel. Yeah, our building program is going okay. Still. Britain, where are you? Please be our friend. We need your... We need British troops in Portugal, please. It worked 100 years ago. We could really use it again. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we can sit here and keep constructing. Although I can now start to boost our tech spending even more. And yeah, just praying that this lasts a bit longer than the last attempt. Huzzah! An alliance. Yes, please. Okay, now I feel significantly less vulnerable. Yes, that's very good. Until they get into a war with China. Or Germany. But, yeah, we just need them to look after us in case Spain gets any ideas. That's the main issue. Soon we'll be able to stand on our own 2 feet. With regard to Spain, I think. Well, they have completed that building program. Look at that. They now have a battleship. They've got a ton of cruisers. Although their economy isn't that much bigger than ours. 40... No, okay, 40 versus 15. It is pretty significant. So we're going to have to beat them with superior technology. Yep. Superior. Yeah, that's what I'm telling myself. We have an event. We can go and... this one's not too bad, actually. Let's go for this one. We will diplomatically redirect the question to the Foreign Policy Department. Thank you very much. Right. Next thing to do is... Does anyone not like us who we really don't want to go to war with? I think we're okay. I think we can... hold back on the amigos for now. We can just keep trying to tech up. Do I want a third armoured cruiser? Potentially. Everyone has so much. There's such. Oh, look at our fleet. It's tiny compared to everyone else. Yeah, I think we do need another armoured cruiser. Yes. Yeah. Sure. Can I afford that? I can afford it for a little bit. I'm sure it'll be fine. Now this is actually an event I wanted to talk about. When I was digging through the event file, there were a bunch of events that weren't disabled. They just had an incredibly low chance to spawn, so low that I'd never seen them in the thousands of hours I've played this game. So I deleted their chance modifier. So Yeah, a famous traveller from Spain has gone missing near our coastal islands. We can't do anything about it. I lose a bit of naval prestige and a little bit of relations with Spain. We can send a ship to go look for him, which might not be a terrible idea. Or we can piss him off by saying, "Oh yeah, we had a mine." So definitely not this one. I don't want to go to war with Spain just yet. Do you know what? We'll go look for him. Military crisis in Mexico. I don't care. I really don't care. Right. Really not interested. Also, negative relations with Mexico, which doesn't exist, game. What are you on about? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think they're going to kick off an opium war. Again. Or something. If we did end up at war with China... Yeah, there's nothing for us. So we should probably just sit it out, to be honest. Okay. Not terrible. Welcome back. One of the things I really I could appreciate, and one of the reasons I wanted to play through 1.1, or some of the changes for 1.1 for the mod, are that the events... How do I put this politely? The developers, when they were writing the events file, some of the names that they decided to use for some of the values are incredibly confusing with like triple negatives in them. So not all of the events have sensible unrest values in particular. So if you hover over an event and you're like, what? Why is that adding unrest when it should be? Please just let me know. Let me know what the text of the event, or just send me a screenshot of what you think the problem is. So originally, when this event popped up, I saw, okay, I can take some money, a budget increase, and I lose a bit of unrest. Cool. I can lose more unrest and get 0.5% GDP, but originally it was add unrest, which is not the correct option at all. That's not what I intended. So yeah, I've removed that, and then, or I can go I want to really drill down on unrest. I do want to get rid of unrest. So, but we're going to go for this one for a 0.5% GDP boost and a little bit of unrest going down. I think that will be good. We are nearly at 200% transport cap. We're going to max out the tech budget. Keep researching those multiple expansion engines. And then we've got the second multiple expansion engines, and then we've got turbines. If we just keep going till we get turbines, we should be in a good spot. I am also on the lookout for if we unlock something good in the cruiser department. Well, I'm not sure the light cruiser 4 is exactly what I'm going to be looking for, but I'll keep an eye on that. Right. No more China yet. It's looking okay for us. Oh, relations have gone up with Spain. That's interesting. Well, I don't want a war with Russia. Let's send them a bottle of vodka. Why, game? Again, this is one of the things I cannot adjust. Why has our alliance broken? Exactly. What has caused this? Is that just Britain's going, we don't want to be allied with you anymore, which maybe should be a player-only option. Anyway. Oh, the Italian Prime Minister participated with his boat in our regatta. Oh, how lovely. but he had an accident that caused him to fall into the water. Yeah, let's say something diplomatic. Sailing is complex and challenging. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, what happened, Britain? Why no friends no more? Now I have to start building that back up again. There should be a penalty for cancelling alliance, like it gives you unrest or something. But no, it's not in the events section. It's in the hard coded Diplo stuff, which I have no access to. Damn game. Right. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Just gonna keep going and hope that nothing terrible happens to us. Germany. There's political turmoil in Germany. I think they're a friend for this, so we could support the anarchists, which would piss the Germans off. We can give them a little bit of money. By the way, a lot of the events I've turned the money right down, so that it's a more sensible amount. Get a little bit of naval prestige, and the Germans like us a little bit. Or we can do that. Now, people don't like that. So no, I don't want to do that. We'll give them a fruit basket. Delays in ship construction contracts. Deny it. Conduct an investigation. That is what? Is the unrest correct on that? Is slander of political parties the opposition? Oh, the opposition. That's why it goes down. Okay, I did have a reason to do that. So yeah, I can get some money. I can tank. There's quite a lot of naval prestige to do that. 50, because it's not a very prestigious thing to do. We will conduct an investigation and punish everyone responsible. Right, Project Amigos. A new plan is to just keep everybody relatively neutral with us. So try and improve relations with Japan. Try and improve relations with Russia. Spain actually now quite likes us, which is huge. Obviously, helping them. What was it? Helping them find their lost explorer or whatever it was, has really smoothed things over. I am building another armored cruiser. I'm going to keep building a couple more armored cruisers as well when I have the money, just so that we have a reasonable fleet, and then hopefully by then we'll have a protected cruiser that is an attractive ship to start building on. Yes. Well, we've outlasted some of the Spanish anyway. Okay, what can we do here? That GDP boost is not worth that unrest. Just agree. Okay, good. Project Amigos continues. Right. We have 3 months, and then all of the armored cruisers I wanted to build will be done. Perfect. And then I want to build some protected cruisers. And I am probably going to build them on this hull. However, we have the French experimental battleship and the experimental dreadnought, but that's too big for us right now. But we can just about build these, and this is going to replace our battleship. Probably a pre-dreadnought type design, but it'll be maybe a semi-dreadnought. But that will be in the next episode, while I research some technology off camera, and I look very much forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.